garden update. 25th, no, not 25th, the 19th of December 2025. Little side garden, so the lupin is doing very well. The gladioli have started producing their spears. They should be producing flowers before too long, looking nice and healthy. Snapdragon, I think that's seaside daisy, and there's alyssum and a bunch of weeds, so we'll ignore that and we'll go around the front. So we've had a bit of warm weather. Yesterday was 39, 40-ish degrees. Today's about 34, a few specks of rain. It's a bit sort of more humid, but that's right. So some of this new garden, because I've extended my little thing, that needs to be hammered in more, but I put some plants in here. I think they've probably died off because of the heat, but that's all right, because the other ones over here are doing a little bit better. That was from a garden further over there. I was putting it there as a bit of a mulch. We'll see how it goes, but the lavender's starting to pick up now, which is good. There's some sunflowers in amongst these, and a bunch of snapdragons, I think, of these ones. These could be the purpley sort of coloured ones. I think those are my amaranth, or amaranthus. And then some more of the snapdragons coming on there, and I've got some cosmos, which have finally come good, as it were. There's some more alyssum there, I believe. And across to the other side, we've got a lavender bush. The lemon tree is coming along nicely, which is good. And the lily, actually, I'll turn back around this way for a moment as well. So the liliums that used to just be over there I've divided the bulbs and things like that and put them around the garden. They seem to have done quite well. So I guess some more cosmos there, I think. This is where that part that I'm using as mulch came out from, because here is the dahlia that was from around the back, because I actually divided that tuber as well. And it was getting a bit crushed by it, so I've just sort of opened it up a bit there. So that's good. The things that, as it turned out, were not opium poppies. They're poppy peony double cream, I think is what they're actually called. Except some of them actually came out as a sort of reddish burgundy colour. You can see the hand as size reference. The heads of the poppies are quite big. You can see some bees in amongst there. These ones I think are cornflower. There's got a few different colours there. I can't remember what this one is, but by the looks of it, it could be Canterbury Bell, just because they're bell-shaped. I think it's more... that actually doesn't look like cosmos. I'm actually wondering if these are delphinium, but I'm not sure, because I did have some planted around. So they look quite nice. Nice bit of colour. I think there's more snapdragons in the back. We'll ignore the daffodils there. Pretend they don't exist. So this, as an example, is a more regular, shall we say, poppy. So it's just like the standard red ones there, except I think these are oriental poppies and are a bit bigger than the standard ones. But then again, as a comparison to the poppy peonies. So that's quite good. More colour. Then we've got the rose bush that came with the property. So I don't know what sort it is. It seems to be an unscented one, or non-scented. Got some more of the gladioli that I spread around. So these were actually, excuse the big turnaround, over in the garden over there. I had them in as close to a rainbow orientation as I could, but it didn't quite work. But so that's coming along well. Also, these are my Forza red liliums. So they've just opened recently, actually, so that's nice. A bunch of weeds in there. This bed I actually want to extend out a bit, so give it a bit more room for some more plants and things. Got some more alyssum over here. The irises have obviously gone over a bit. I'll see if I can get some seeds from those, I think. Now, just in there you can see the green nubs. So these are the dahlias from seed. You can sort of see the ones there. They're not doing super well, but then I haven't fed the soil here, so I think that's actually the big problem with that. So I might have to look into it. If they die off, it's not too bad. They're literally a packet of seeds for them, so it's not the worst case scenario. So we have some nice snapdragons there. Ignore the weed. Not honeysuckle. I can't think of the name of it. No, it might come to me, probably won't. So that's there. Another one of those over here. So they're producing a nice bit of height and colour. Some more snapdragons there. That's just someone going past on an e-scooter. Well, it sounds a bit noisy, but there you go. The original lupins, doing quite well there. These are a bunch of Aquilegia. So I think I actually started with an Aquilegia here, and they're kind of self-seeded across this way. Again, got some weeds there, we'll ignore those for the moment. My Daphne, it's kind of spreading out. It's a bit of an interesting shape to it, but sort of spreading that way, but that's all right, not a problem. The original Alyssum, which has been here, I think, 3-4 years now, just keeps going on. I actually still have, I found the other day, a cyclamen in there, or cyclamen, whatever the pronunciation is. And my rose bush here, which is the one that I did actually buy, it's obviously gone over. I did pull some of the heads off recently, so I'll see how that goes. And the original Liliums. I can't remember what these ones are actually called, but they're quite nice there. Anyway, we shall go around the back. There's a bit of rain starts spitting down, so hopefully that's not going to get too much, but that's all right. Geranium there, which is doing quite nicely. The white grape. There's a bunch of these coming along, so I'm assuming these will, well, hopefully they'll become proper bunches of grapes. Many leeks that need to be pulled out, or I could just let them go to something. They have gone to seed, but I mean actually disperse their seeds. That should be fine. Corn in the back, corn here. It looks like it's not got as tall as it should. This is still the stuff from my save seed, which is from F1, which you're not really supposed to be able to do because it's a bit hit and miss. It has been a bit hit and miss, but that's okay. Let's come over here. I've just put in the giant pumpkin. It's called, I think, 50 weight or whatever. It's supposed to get up to about 50 kilos potentially. Celery there, just sort of gone over a bit. You can see it's gone to seed. Aloe vera, which actually came with the property. I raised it up when I put this bed in. Raised it. And here, I'm not entirely sure what this one is. They could actually be the small pumpkins, like the sugar sweet, but I'm not sure. It could also be cucumber, or it could be zucchini, although that definitely doesn't look like zucchini, so it may well be the sugar sweet pumpkin, which will be interesting. And I've got another, I think, a cucurbit plant there, and some potatoes, which you can see a little flower of there, which is quite nice. Over here we have more of the poppy peony, or snapdragons, which are going over a bit there. The loofah, it hasn't died, but it hasn't really grown much yet, so I might end up having to plant or sow some more seeds. I made my own raised bed for the strawberries, so they look like they're doing quite well there. The rhubarb, I've had my first rhubarb and apple crumble of the year, so that's good. Gooseberry's still doing fine. The bamboo it's still producing new shoots. It still hasn't really got beyond that height, so I think I just probably need to water it more, and we'll see how it goes. We have our one form of brassica there. I can't remember which sort it is. I think it might have been the spiral cauliflower, but I'm not sure. Now we have the purple sprouting broccoli there, which is looking nice. And this area I've tidied up, so there's been a lot of weeding around here. So that's the yosterberry. You can see some snapdragons in amongst it. The blueberry is doing fine. The cutting from the gooseberry is doing fine as well. And some more of those things. It could be delphiniums, I'm not sure. Hollyhock. That's what the plant was around the front. I did remember. So there's a hollyhock there that's been there for a couple of years as well. Oh, this one. I'm not sure what sort of stone fruit this is. I'm wondering if it's peat, because it doesn't seem to be suffering the leaf curl as badly as the nectarines do, but I don't know because it hasn't fruited yet. We shall see. The pond is doing fine. We have had some lilies bloom in there. You can see one there-ish. And I think a frog jumped into there last week. I was just pulling out some weeds along here, and then something appeared to jump basically into the middle section there. So hopefully we've got a resident frog, but I'm not entirely sure. And this shrub, I've had to sort of peg it up because it kept falling over. I can't remember what sort it is. I haven't got the label down there somewhere, but it's a bit hard to get to. It doesn't really matter. Raspberries are okay. See how they go. Those are raspberry Chilcotin, I think they are. And some more gooseberry cuttings. I've pulled out the potatoes from there and there. So that was the Binchy and the pink fir apple. Pink fir apple's absolutely tiny. I took them out basically because the leaves had sort of started flopping over, and I thought, okay, that must mean that they're done. Very small, so I don't know whether I wasn't watering them enough, most likely, or if it's just because of the small area or there wasn't enough nutrient in it. But I think I'll stick to just having them in the veggie patch over there. Oh yes, the apple tree. This is the Granny Smith, which was bought as a, a grafted apple tree. So it's self-pollinating. We do have some fruit on it. There have also been some that have dropped off, but that's to be expected. That's fine. So into the heat room, really, these days at the moment. Not a lot happening here. I have found, unfortunately, I don't know if you can possibly see there, what appears to be basically snail or slug droppings. And that would explain why I have things like this, which is basically plants that keep getting nibbled to pieces. Now these are looking a bit crispy at the moment. So this is about the level that I've managed to get kiwi fruit to before. And as you can see, I tend to not get them much further. So I'll have to water these. I don't hold much hope. I have put one out at that stage before and then it still died. So I'm still working on my technique to get those to work. This strawberry plant's looking a bit worse for wear as well. I need to get that out, but I may forget to. So be it. We have one tomato plant here. And this is one of the two that I've got. So that's either the mortgage lifter or the Marmande, I think it is. Rouge de Marmande, I think it was. So they're both supposed to be big tomatoes because we wanted ones for cutting, and actually that looks like more tomatoes over there. Those are probably from seeds from last year, in which case they're probably cherry tomatoes, but we'll see. Oh, it looks like the avocado is not looking so good either. I should probably water in here. I need to do a spray to water. We have Bells of Ireland, I believe these ones are, the green flowers. I think those are actually self-seeded from other ones that I had in here, so that's quite nice. And we've got some more snapdragons, because of course we do. And this, I believe, was a spinach or silver beet. Something, one of those sorts of ones. But anyway, this was just sort of, I planted at some point, forgot about it, and it was growing. Same with that one, it's obviously a lettuce that's just doing its thing. And we have more potatoes. Because, of course, I'm an O'Connor. I have to have potatoes. And then do stereotypical silly voices. And I finally have a Charles Dowding, what's this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Charles Dowding CD60? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's not. CD30. Because apparently we now actually have a supplier in Australia. So obviously I haven't used it yet. But that's out here. The reason I haven't used it yet is because I knew it was going to be hot and I thought it was a bit risky trying to start anything off in this heat. But I'll probably use one of these containers, not that one because it's actually got stuff in it, and see if I can get something going in that. Anywho, come out the side, close the door, ignore the weeds. Mint, I'm still doing fine. I picked that up with the bucket from someone who's giving away a bunch of things. Don't know what the things are in there because that's one of the buckets that I got for free. More potatoes I put in here. They're looking quite healthy actually, which is good. I'm not fussed about that. I figured I was just getting another pot, so the plant came with it, and that's fine. These are garlic. Now, I think part of the problem with these might be that they didn't get enough sun while they were growing. So they do have garlic, but they're just not particularly big. And I'm not entirely sure if we had enough of a cold winter to split them either. Same here. Oh, actually, the ones at the end here, these are actually ginger, I believe, from a piece of ginger from store-bought sort of stuff that I put in there just to see if it would grow, and it seems to be doing fine. That actually looks like mint. That's, again, because these are from pots that I got, so that might actually be mint. Never mind. So, round to the final bit. And we have, so again, this is a plum tree that I grew from seed. And this one would have been, I think they're called cherry plums. Basically, that sort. So they're quite small. But yes, it has fruited this time. So we've got one there, and there's another one up around there. Not too many this year, but that's the first time it's actually fruited, so I'm happy enough with that. I don't mind. That's good. Ignore the weed there. You can see the back area there has got more weeds in it because it just does. Ignore it. So we've got the snapdragon, the apple tree grown from seed, which is looking quite nice. It's coming up quite a bit more now, which is good. I don't know, but that's in there. It's nice. Could be more snapdragons actually, but just a different variety, or slightly different variety. I need to get those weeds out, but I'll get those at some point. More of the, I think, seaside daisy. Just have a little detour here. There you go. Just a bit of wildlife. And the bigger of the two apple trees grown from seed. So I've got these two next to each other because I know that generally apples need a second apple tree to be able to pollinate and things like that. I thought, well, they can grow here and we'll see how they go. I just noticed I've got another weed there. Weeds. Ignore. Anyway, so we've got some nice sweet peas and white sweet peas. And then we've got some more snapdragons there, just to provide a nice bit of colour. I didn't know what colour they were going to end up as, but that's just what's ended up being there. Got my pink lavender, which looks like it's spreading nicely there, which is good. The hebe, which has put on a nice bit of colour. Another lettuce that has gone to seed, that's fine. The original placement of the dahlia, which is the one that's out the front, which has spread the tubers from. So this one is actually still doing fine. So this is the one that I can never remember if it's African dawn, African sunset, something like that. Something to do with, I think it was Africa and a phase of sun light. But that one's doing well. It's actually had, you can see it's also suffered a bit from the heat, but it's got some new flower heads on there, so that's good. This is the oldest of the stone fruit trees that I planted from seed. I think it's a nectarine. It's never actually fruited. You can see it's got a lot of growth here. Now, to be clear, I did actually spray the stone fruit trees at the start of the season when they first started getting their leaves on. I gave them the copper sulfate treatment, I think it was, but I can't remember if you're supposed to do it twice or not. I was going to give it a second one, but they'd started budding at that point, and I thought, I don't think you're supposed to do it after the budding. Anyway, it's a work in progress trying to get them to fruit. Having said that, I do have my yellow peach in the front, which has got a lot of fruit on it, which I'm happy about because that's my favourite peach anyway. This plant, which I can never remember what it's called, but it has spread yet again. I do keep trimming this back. My plan at the moment is to actually trim this at some point along with the big hedgy type bush that I've got in the front, which I didn't show this time, but it's there, because they both grow quite wildly, and then to put that stuff through the mulcher and use it, funnily enough, as mulch. That's the plan. Anyway, that's the garden for December 19th, 2025. Hopefully your growing is going well, and a festive season to however you celebrate. If you do, if you don't, that's fine too. I celebrate Christmas as a secular thing. I'm an atheist, so it's nothing special, but I mean, it's special in as much as we enjoy it with the family, but there's no special connotations. Either way, hopefully you enjoy it and have a lovely end of year. Thanks for watching. Bye.